Hey YouTube, it's Friday the 16th of November. I've been watching a few videos on YouTube, really caught my eye, just on these magazine flick-throughs, so I thought I'd go up into the loft and see what I could find, and I've got several issues up there of different magazines, and this is one of my favourites that I used to buy back in the day. This is Ultimate Future Games, and this first aired in December 1994. Now this is the launch issue, which as you can see was just 95p at the time. The normal price at the time was £2.25. This is issue 1, and this would have come out 18 years ago next month, so this is December 1994 issue. And it basically covered the PlayStation, the Sega Saturn, Neo Geo, Jaguar, NEC-FX, SNES, Mega Drive and Amiga CD, 32, CDI as well, 3DO, etc, etc. So as you can see, it's become a little bit tatty over the years. Well, it's a magazine I used to read to death, so we'll just skip over to the first page. So there you've got an advert for Pitfall the Mayhem Adventure on Mega CD, Mega Drive and SNES. By Activision and Sony Electronic Entertainment. Just a graphic there for the magazine. Contents page, so you've got news, previews, features, reviews, competitions and posters. And these are the staff at the time. So Frank O'Connor was the editor, so that chap there. Lam Tang was the art editor, Dave Golder, deputy editor, Marcus Hawkins, staff writer, and Brad Merritt, who's the art assistant. So Ultimate Update, this is pretty much the news section, and an article there on Doom for the Nintendo Ultra 64, as it was called at the time. And moving on is the Virtual Boy, and there's, well, the cool concept picture of it. And we've got the Sega Game Gear down there. And this was talking about Sega putting the finishing touches to a handheld Mega Drive. I should imagine that later became the Nomad, or it could have been the ones they used in the aircrafts. So Saturn, article on the Saturn there, all set for its Japanese launch, and the launch price was going to be £279. and it went up to £310 after Christmas. Micro Machines 2 advert, shows you how old this magazine is. Syndicate advert, Super Nintendo and Jaguar. I've got the Jaguar version but not the Super Nintendo version. That is quite an interesting article. This is Legion of the Undead, which was going to be a game to be released on the Atari Jaguar early '95, but it never saw completion. At this stage it was 25% complete, and this would have been, well, this was developed by the company called Rebellion, who also did Aliens vs Predator for the Atari Jaguar. So it's going to be a role-playing game style. So yeah, it's quite a shame that didn't come out because it looked quite good. Lodestar down the bottom there for the Mega CD and PC. Classic Ridge Racer for the Sony PlayStation 1. Checkered Flag, bit of a Marmite game for the Jaguar fans. I kind of like it. It has got a choppy frame rate and hard controls, but I kind of grew to love it. Another Micro Machines advert there. Ultimate Parodius for the PlayStation, and Crazy Cross for the PlayStation. Moto Toon GP, that's for the PS1. That's a game I've never played. So it looks quite unique, so I'll have to keep my eyes open for that one, see if I can pick it up sometime. Sequest for the Nintendo Game Boy and Super Nintendo. And then we've got the Mega 32X, which obviously became the 32X by Sega. And it's got the first 4 games there, being Doom, Virtua Star Wars, Virtua Racing Deluxe and Super Motocross. I think I've got Doom, I think I might even have Star Wars. I've definitely got the Virtua Racing Deluxe and the 32X. I've not yet got the Super Motocross. Nice 3-page article there. Small games up there, Virtua Fighter, Tempo. I'm not sure if that ever got released for the 32X. Stellar Assault, Super Afterburner, Super Space Harrier, Cyber Brawl. And then some Mega 32X games, CD games, Fahrenheit CD, Tomcat Alley Deluxe, Midnight Raiders. Crystal Dynamics advert there. Virtua Fighter 2 for the, this is the Sega Arcade. And that was to be released in December, the month of this magazine. Burn Cycle, I believe that's a 3DO game. Always fancied playing that, but I've never got around to getting a 3DO yet. Hammerhead for the Atari Jaguar. That was 25% complete when they took those pictures. That's by Rebellion. And you've got a Snatcher down there for the Mega CD. That always goes to big books nowadays. That's by Konami. Mortal Kombat there. Magic Carpet for the 3DO and PC. And there's the Super Game Boy adapter advert. And here's U-Mail. I did actually get a letter into one of these magazines once, but I can't remember which issue it was. I think this magazine ran for, I think it's about 18 or 19 issues. I've got every single issue except the last one. And I think there's a few occasions where I got into the mail columns. Star Wars Arcade. There's Dragon advert. I've got that on the Atari Jaguar. Virtua Racing Deluxe for the Mega 32X. To be released in November 1994. Doom for the Atari Jaguar. Probably the best console version you can get. I think that's the 32X version there with the border around it. Obviously the only downfall of Doom for the Jaguar was there was no music while I was playing the game. Some sort of film feature there. So yeah, this is basically reviewing films. Pulp Fiction, they give it 92%. Power Drive Rally, I love that game. I've got that for the Atari Jaguar, but I think it also came out on the SNES and maybe even Mega Drive. Oh yeah, there we go. Came out on the PC, CD-ROM, Amiga, SNES, Mega Drive, Game Gear, but it also came out on the Jaguar. So then we go into the review section. We've got Cruising USA, and I think this might be the arcade. Or I think it's the arcade. So anyway, they give it 91%. Little feature down there on Primal Rage. And as you can see, this one's about sex in games. Blood in games. So you got Mortal Kombat 2, Doom, Killer Instinct, Burn Cycle, Lethal Enforcers, Snatcher, Samurai Showdown, Road Rash, great game, Cannon Fodder, also a great game, Tiny Toons 2. PlayStation feature. Several pages there. So it gives you the technical rundown, joypad games. So 10 great reasons to own a PlayStation 1 at the time. Ridge Racer, Super Street Fighter X, Doom, Labyrinth, Poly Circus, Ultimate Proteus, Philosoma, I've got that, that's a cracking game. A-Train IV, Cyber Sled, Aquanaut. And article on Saturn. Sexy and powerful, they call it. So another 10 games there to own. Reason to own Sega Saturn. You got Virtua Fighter, Dana Tony USA, Clockwork Knight, Panzer Dragoon, Shinobi X, Race Driving. I never actually saw that on the Saturn. Did that ever get released on Saturn? I'm not sure. Myst, SimCity 2000, Rampo, Great Saturn Baseball, Jaguar. Now here's one of my favourite systems, as some of you may know, and it's got top 5 games to own. Tempest 2000, absolutely brilliant game. Wolfenstein and Cybermorph, another cracking game, used to love that. Alien vs Predator, another cracking game, very atmospheric, very scary. Try playing that with the lights out at night, with the sound up. Iron Soldier, good game, a little bit sluggish, but good graphics in there. And then we've got a few posters in the middle of the magazine, as they used to like to do them in them days. You've got a Clay Fighter there. And Susanna Mizzi, she's the one of the races in Street Racer. 3DO, great looking machine. Must get one of those. So you've got the feature pages. 3DO Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and you've got John Madden at the top there, FIFA International Soccer, Road Rash, Crash and Burn. I guess these are all for the 3DO. Need for Speed, Twisted, Shockwave, Amiga CD32. This is another system I want to get eventually. Some cracking Amiga games you can get out there. You've got Guardian here, Super Stardust, Liberation. Seem to recall that was quite a massive game, Liberation. Sensible Soccer, classic game. Pinball Fantasies. Got that game on the Atari Jaguar. So Super Nintendo and Sega Mega Drive. Got some games there to own on the Super Nintendo. Mario All Stars, Super Street Fighter 2, Street Racer, Earthworm Jim, and Stunt Race FX. I've got that game. Sensible Soccer for the Mega Drive, Super Street Fighter 2, John Madden 95, Mortal Kombat 2, Earthworm Jim. The Madden series on the Mega Drive, I think they released quite a few for the Mega Drive, but I don't think I've even got one of them. Quite bizarre, as soon as I've got about 50% of the PAL library of the Mega Drive games. So a few systems there. CDI, I've owned one of those before, but then I sold it. I wish I hadn't. I bought it second hand. It was unboxed and everything, so I'd quite like to get another second hand one fully boxed. Neo Geo CD, another console I won't mind owning. NECFX, don't really know much about that. The Bandai BAX, another pretty obscure console, CD based. Street Fighter the movie. It's not actually a bad movie from what I can remember of it. Obviously you can see it's got Jean-Claude Van Damme in there and Kylie Minogue. Bit of a LucasArts advert there for Return of the Jedi and Indiana Jones for the Super Nintendo. Eugene Jarvis's Cruising USA feature. A wicked advert there for the Atari Jaguar game Alien vs Predator. So you can be the alien, you can be the predator, or you can be lunch. I think my favourite character was the Marine actually. Don't know if you can see the advert there. I love my Atari Jaguar. Nice to see the adverts. Something to do with the PC there. Some of the magazine staff writers there, members. Having a games night by the looks of it. Let's see what they played. So they started at 8 o'clock. 8:15 they went on to Street Fighter 2 Turbo for the SNES. 9 o'clock they moved on to Mortal Kombat 2 for the Mega Drive. 9:45 they put Samurai Showdown in for the Neo Geo. 10:11 Dragon for the SNES. 11:15 sticking with the SNES WWF. Obviously they gave that 5 minutes play. They obviously didn't like that game. 11:40 Shaq Fu for the Mega Drive. 12 midnight Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo again. 12:30 Way of the Warrior for 3DO. They only gave that 15 minutes and they moved on to Dragon Ball Z3 for the SNES. And that's when they called it a night by the looks of it. Advert there, Atari Jaguar, and this was for Silica, a company called Silica, which you could find in the Debenhams store. I can't remember ever seeing any of those. I always remember the adverts. They're quite stylish adverts, I thought. As you can see, the Atari Jaguar at the time was £229, including VAT, and that was for the Jaguar console, one controller and Cybermorph. This is a guy I used to like. I think he used to be in the Total Nintendo magazine, which I've got the full set of in the loft somewhere. Quite a strange looking bloke. A few peripherals there by Gamester LMP for the Mega Drive and SNES. A couple of joypads up there for the Mega Drive. 6 buttons. And some down there for the Super Nintendo. And then you've got the multiplayer adapter in the middle there for the SNES. Moving on to some reviews, you got Donkey Kong Country for the SNES, they give that 94%. The positives, they give it classy presentation and play. The negatives, they give it not exceptionally original. But then what platformer is. You've got Doom 2 for the IBM PC, they give that 96%. Quarantine for the PC CD-ROM, 86%. Guardian for the Amiga CD32, they give that 88%. Another Silica advert there, at the time for the Amiga CD32, that was £239 at the time. Got a fair few games for that one in there. You've got the games console, Cannon Fodder Diggers, Liberation, Microcosm, Oscar, Project X and Ultimate Body Blows. Total value £462. All yours for $239. Advert there for Zap. Super Drop Zone. I think that was for the SNES. Yeah, that was for the SNES. I used to have that game, but I sold it. That's a really good game. I'll have to get hold of that. So kind of brought back some memories. 82% they give that. Positives, good solid classic gameplay. Negatives, could have been a lot better. I liked it anyway. I would have given it more than 82%. Road Rash for the 3DO, 90%. Positives, superb sense of speed. Negatives, tedious selection screens. Jurassic Park 2 for the Game Boy and SNES advert. Role Playing Game Club. I've never really been into my role playing games, so I'm just going to skip through those. Earthworm Jim for the SNES and Mega Drive. £50 that was at the time. That's expensive for a game. I won't pay that for it now. 93% they gave that. Dragon's Lair for the 3DO, they gave that 38%. Obviously didn't like that. And Tiny Toons Adventures for the Mega Drive, 44%. I thought that was quite a good game. Aliens vs Predator, Atari Jaguar. They only give that 79%. I would have given it somewhere in the region of the 90s. Now their positives for this is a great creepy atmosphere, which I agree with, and the negatives are impossibly bad level design. I wouldn't call them bad level design, they can get a little bit frustrating at times, wandering around for a fair while until you fall into some action, but that's what sets the atmosphere, I think. No music in this game, it's just sound effects, which obviously sets the action as well, helps feel like you're on the ship alone, which you are, apart from all the aliens and predators. Pitfall the Mayhem Adventure for the SNES, 81%. Ghoul Patrol for the SNES, 89%. Vortex for the SNES, I get that at 74%. Street Racer for the SNES, 90%. Was a good game, that was. Win a CDI. Lethal Weapon, Cytec, a company that's still going now, I believe. That's for the Mega Drive by the looks of it. Some of the peripherals up here. You've got a Megastick 2 for Sega 8-bit, Atari, Commodore, Amstrad and compatibles. Megapad V for Super SNES. Mega Grip VII for IBM PC, and the Mega Master XG6 arcade stick for Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, Mega CD, Super NES. FIFA Soccer 3DO, 89%. Mad Dog McCree for the CDI, 54%. Loads of adverts here. And another Jaguar advert. This is Telly Games, one of my favourite companies back in the day. I used to go to Telly Games when it used to be in the the Haymarket Shopping Centre in Leicester, when they had a shop in there. I used to always go in there when I visited Leicester with my mate. That's where I bought my Aliens vs Predator when it came out on the day of release. I think it was about £69 I paid for that. Win a 3DO. Yes please. Arcade Mayhem. Few things there. You can run main boards on, I think. Sorry, Jammer arcade boards. So you got the power base there, the arcade stick, TV system converter, TV standard converter. That's something I'd quite like to get into actually. Either Jammer or MAME, to build a little desktop arcade really, because I've not got room for a full-blown arcade. I'd quite like to play some old arcade games. There's some arcade games I used to love it back in the day. Operation Wolf was one of them that comes to mind. T2LE arcade game, used to love that. Burn Cycle, was this CDI there? Yeah, Philips CDI, they give this 88%, so obviously you like that game. Mad Dog 2, 3DO, just 46%. Super Return of the Jedi for the SNES, 85%. Jimmy White's World Run Snooker for the Mega Drive. Brilliant game. Obviously I think it came out on the Amiga first, which was shot it to fame. I've got that somewhere, so I'll have to dig it out. Get that 91%. Advert there for Calculus, advertising the 3DO, $399.95. Atari Jaguar, $229.99. Nice picture there of one of their stores. Wicked Amiga CD32 little kind of like plastic mould banner there. Don't know if you can see it. It's rather cool. And the charts at the time. So that's the cover going a bit more. The UK chart in December 1994. Number 1, Mortal Kombat 2 for the Mega Drive. Number 2, Mortal Kombat 2 for the SNES. Number 3, Stunt Race FX for the SNES. Number 4, FIFA International Soccer for the Mega Drive. Number 5, Super Mario Land 3 for the Game Boy. Number 6, Donkey Kong for the Game Boy. Number 7, Urban Strike for the Mega Drive, brilliant game. Number 8, Jungle Book for the Mega Drive. Number 9, Tetris 2 for the Game Boy. Never played Tetris 2 to be honest. I'll have to try and pick that one up. Number 10, Super Street Fighter 2 for the Mega Drive. Number 11, Sonic the Hedgehog for the Mega Drive. Number 12, FIFA International Soccer for the SNES. 13, Super Mario World SNES. 14, Kirby's Dream Land Game Boy. 15, Mortal Kombat 2 Game Boy. 16, PGA European Tour for the Mega Drive. 17, Star Wing for the SNES, brilliant game. 18, Sonic Spinball for the Mega Drive, another good game. 19, Mortal Kombat for the SNES. And number 20, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Mega Drive, another wicked game. CD chart. Theme Park and Carter, Rebel Assault, Seventh Guest, Frontier Elite 2, The Journeyman Project, Sam and Max Hit the Road, FIFA International Soccer, Tomcat Alley, TFX. Bit of a TV chart there, Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge, X-Files, Doctor Who, Casualty, Match of the Day, Star Trek Next Generation, Married with Children, used to love that series, The Day Today, Smellers, Reeves and Mortimer, and Animaniacs. And that's it really. Bit of a Mickey advert there. And there we go, that's the back cover, Konami. So that's issue number 1 of the Ultimate Future Games, which was released in December 1994. I hope you enjoyed looking through that with me. I've got some more, well I've got all the issues of this, bar one like I said earlier, so I'll probably show you through those at some point. The next magazine I'm going to show you in another video. I'll just show you a sneak preview of it now. My next video is going to be issue 1 of Control, which is basically for Super Nintendo, and this is from September 1992, so I hope you look forward to seeing that. Thanks for watching, leave your comments below and I'll see you soon.